All right, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for joining us. I thank the directors for being here, and thank ESD staff, who we'll hear from shortly, who I know have worked hard on this project for a couple of years now. I thank members of the public. We have some members of the public who've come out, some members of the media, so thank you all for joining us. I now call to order the meeting of the directors of the New York State Urban Development Corporation, doing business as Empire State Development, for Thursday, August 8th, 2019. As noted on the agenda posted to the internet, we welcome public comment on the items on our agenda. To ensure maximum opportunity for participation, speakers representing themselves may speak for up to 2 minutes, and if you represent a group, you may speak for up to 4 minutes. Speakers' comments may only address the items considered at today's meeting. We ask that you please keep in mind when providing your comments that it is our intention to conclude today's meeting at 5:30. I will be catching a flight and leaving here at 5:30. As always, the directors have received the written materials in advance of today's meeting, and they are free to ask questions at any time during the presentations. Today, the directors will be asked, among other things, to adopt findings and affirm the modified general project plan for the Belmont Park redevelopment, civic, and land use improvement project. At this time, I'll ask directors whether anyone has any potential conflict of interest with respect to any of the items on the agenda. If so, I'll ask you to please make an appropriate disclosure on the record at this time, and then remind you to recuse yourself from discussion or vote with regard to such an item. I should say, being an Islanders fan does not constitute a conflict of interest. Hearing none, the first item on today's agenda is the approval of the minutes of the July 8th, 2019 directors meeting.
Second.
Okay, any questions, comments, additions, or deletions? Not approved. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Okay, we're gonna, I'd like to introduce Tom Conoscenti and Rachel Schatz, both of whom have worked tirelessly for now a couple of years on this project, while providing today's presentation of our final agenda item, which relates to the Belmont Park redevelopment, civic, and land use improvement project. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you and good afternoon. The directors are being asked to adopt findings pursuant to the New York State Environmental Quality Review Act, or SEQRA, to make required Urban Development Corporation Act findings, to affirm the modified general project plan, or GPP, for the Belmont Park redevelopment, civic, and land use improvement project, to acquire and dispose of real property, and to take all related actions to implement the proposed project. At the last meeting on this project on July 8th, at which the directors accepted the final environmental impact statement, or FEIS, as complete, we presented a summary of the feedback we received on the draft environmental impact statement and general project plan, gave a summary of our ongoing community outreach efforts, and gave an overview of the programmatic changes to the project as a result of the feedback that we have received throughout this process. In addition, although not required, we proactively solicited and accepted public comment on the final EIS for over 3 weeks following the issuance of the FEIS. That feedback period closed on August 1st at 5 p.m. Enclosed in your materials today is a summary of the comments received during that period and responses to those comments, which Rachel Schatz will present on shortly. To recap, this process began in July of 2017 with the release of a request for proposals to develop 43 acres of property at Belmont Park. Later that year, New York Arena Partners was selected and conditionally designated to redevelop the site. In February of 2018, we formed a Community Advisory Committee, or CAC, to facilitate open communication between residents and other stakeholders. Throughout 2018 and 2019, we held public meetings on the project, including a hearing to review the EIS scope of work, a public Q&A session, a public hearing over 3 days on the draft environmental impact statement and GPP, as well as opportunities for the public to comment on the project at ESD board meetings. We also had 3 written public comment periods, all of which were extended to accept further comment. In total, we've attended at least 11 public meetings, 20 community advisory committee meetings and elected official meetings, 28 tours and smaller community meetings, and have maintained ongoing communication with elected officials, local government agencies, and their staff. As a result of these meetings and this process, the general project plan has been modified to reflect changes to the project design, program, and related business terms. Broad strokes, the project has the same major components as the original proposal, an up to 19,000-seat arena that would serve as the new home of the New York Islanders, up to 250-room hotel, up to 350,000 square feet of retail, up to 30,000 square feet of office space, and 10,000 square feet of community space, in addition to parking and open space. Thanks to public feedback, we reduced the maximum height of the hotel from 250 feet to 150 feet and reduced the maximum retail footprint from 435,000 square feet to 350,000 square feet. In addition, we relocated a planned PSE&G substation from a site near the Floral Park Belrose School to a location near exit 26D of the Cross Island Parkway. Other changes to the project include off-site improvements to Elmont Road Park and Hendrickson Avenue Park, improvements for the Nassau Intercounty Express, a new screened fence along the north lot of the Floral Park Belrose School property down to Mayfair Avenue, and a continuous row of 8-foot tall hedges along the school's property. The developer has also committed to funding the majority of a new full-time mainline Elmont station through a public-private partnership. This new full-time station would serve both commuters and event-goers from the east and west. Regarding the business terms, the lease would be for a 49-year term with a renewal option up to 99 years. The developer would make 3 initial payments, with the first and third totaling $30 million to be used for Long Island Railroad improvements, and the second payment of $20 million would be provided as a rent credit for project-related infrastructure improvements paid for by the developer. In addition, commencing at completion and operation of the Elmont train station, the developer would make annual payments of approximately $2.24 million for 30 years. The overall development project is privately funded and is estimated to be $1.3 billion investment that would create new employment opportunities totaling around 10,000 construction jobs and 3,000 permanent jobs. The economic benefits of the project are projected to be $858 million annually, with a one-time economic benefit of $2.7 billion tied to construction. The plan also includes a local hiring goal of 30% and contracting goals of 30% for state-certified minority and women-owned businesses and 6% for service-disabled veteran-owned businesses. During the term of the lease, the developer would make payments in lieu of taxes or pilots, which would be remitted in full to Nassau County. The arena would pay a guaranteed minimum annual payment of $1 million escalating annually, and similar to other pilot arrangements on Long Island, the hotel would have a 20-year abatement on the improvements, and the retail village would have a 15-year abatement on the improvements, both phased in on a straight line with annual escalations. At the end of each abatement period, each component would pay a pilot equivalent to full taxes for the remainder of the lease. The total estimated pilots during the term of the lease would be approximately $272 million, with $15 million going to the Elmont Fire District, $154 million going to the Elmont and Swahaneka school districts, and the remainder, $103 million, going to the county. Thank you, and now Rachel Schatz will present on the summary of comments received on the FEIS.
Thank you, Tom. Good afternoon. As Tom just explained, we have accepted public comments on the final EIS, and although not required under SECRA, we have prepared responses similar to what was done for the comments we received on the draft EIS. The FEIS comments and responses have been compiled in a 130-plus page memo that has been provided to the directors and will be made available on ESD's website following this meeting. There were over 185 individuals who either provided testimony at the July 8th meeting, submitted an email, or mailed a letter as listed in Section D of the memo. ESD staff has worked with our consultants and counsel to review the comments to determine whether they were already addressed in the FEIS Response to Comments, Chapter 22, and if they were not, in preparing responses to these new comments. The majority of comments we received related to the new full-time LIRR Elmont station along the main line north of the site. In fact, the majority of comments we received during the public comment period on the DEIS and GPP were that LIRR service to the site should be expanded to full-time, not just before and after arena events. The new station not only is responsive to this request, but it also serves as a critical element of the Transportation Management Plan, or TMP, to effectively reduce vehicle trips on the Cross Island Parkway by providing a convenient mass transit option. While many commenters claimed that the station wasn't analyzed, the FEIS included a complete analysis of the potential environmental impacts of this new mitigation measure and concluded that the new station significantly reduces the traffic impacts and does not in itself result in any significant impacts. That analysis is contained in the mitigation chapter of the FEIS. Another comment we received on a consistent basis was that the FEIS should be treated as a supplemental draft EIS because of new information, specifically the new LIR station, an expanded TMP, and the inclusion in the FEIS of an analysis of a no retail alternative. As I just explained, the new station was added not only in response to significant public comment calling for expanded LIRR service, but also as an important mitigation measure. The TMP was fully described in the DEIS, and the DEIS was very clear that the TMP strategies identified in that document would be further developed for inclusion in the FEIS. As for the no retail alternative, while there have been certain commenters who consistently said the project as a whole was too big, during the comment period on the DEIS and GPP, we received a high volume of comments specifying that the arena was not the issue, but that the retail component of the project was too big or not desired. Therefore, these new analyses in the FEIS were in direct response to what we heard in the public review and comment process, and in addition, they did not substantially modify the project beyond providing necessary mitigation for the impacts that had been identified in the DEIS. This is the purpose of the EIS process, to disclose potential impacts to the public and decision makers, identify feasible and practicable mitigation measures to address significant adverse impacts, provide adequate time for public and agency review of this information, and make any changes as appropriate based on consideration of the comments. We have complied with and met all of the requirements. Further, the changes that are the impetus for some commenters demanding that we produce a new draft or supplemental draft EIS do not result in any new significant adverse impacts not previously identified or analyzed in the DEIS. In summary, in addition to our responses to over 700 comments on the DEIS, we've responded to over 200 comments on the FEIS that cover almost every environmental category. An additional 100-plus comments were determined to have been already responded to in the FEIS and are included in Section C of the memo with the corresponding response number from the FEIS's Chapter 22. ESD's requirement to comply with SECRA has been fulfilled and, in fact, exceeded. Thus, no further environmental assessment and review of the project is warranted. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Rachel. Thanks, Tom. Let me ask the directors if they have any questions for Rachel or Tom at this time before we invite the public to make any comment. Is there any questions or comment from directors? Okay, Destiny's going to...
Great presentation.
Sorry. Destiny's going to, we appreciate the participation from the public. I just want to remind people, we have a clock on the wall, 2 minutes if you're speaking as an individual, up to 4 minutes if you're speaking on behalf of a group. The more we can keep within the guidelines of the time, the more likely we are to hear from as many people, if not everyone, who's come to speak, which would be our preferred outcome. This is not a Q&A session, it's a public comment, so we will invite you to make public comment. And I think with that, we're going to ask Destiny to introduce folks.
Our first speaker is Travis Williams.
Good afternoon. Hello. I want to introduce myself, Travis Williams. I'm the president of business operations for the New York Islanders, also a Long Island resident in Nassau County. I want to thank the governor's office and ESD and all of their staff who have worked tirelessly over the past couple of years on this project, not only to bring the Islanders back to Long Island, but also to create an enormous amount of economic benefit for everyone involved. I want to talk a little bit about those benefits, both from a construction period perspective and also on a permanent basis. During construction, as Tom mentioned, there will be a total economic benefit of $2.7 billion. What does that really mean? It means 10,000 construction workers, electricians, steel workers, laborers, mason tenders, carpenters, and more, each making an average of over $70,000 per year that will be employed through this project. It means contracts with companies across Long Island and the greater New York metro region for everyone from concrete to lumber to light fixtures, with a goal of 30% of those contracts going to minority and women-owned businesses and another 6% going to disabled veteran-owned businesses as well. And it means a real immediate boost for families and companies across this community. And as the Islanders, we're proud to be a part of that growth. On a permanent basis, the construction period is only part of the story, because on a permanent basis, this project will continue to boost the region's economy, generating $858 million in economic activity each year. This is creating 3,200 full-time jobs, at least 30% of which will be filled with New Yorkers who live within a 4-mile radius of this project. It'll drive millions in spending to local businesses, from delis to coffee shops to florists to bakeries. All of this spending, of course, creates another public benefit, and that's tax revenue. Each year, roughly $47 million in new tax revenue will be created for Nassau County, New York State, the MTA, the local school districts, and the Elmont Fire District. If you break that down, that's $25.3 million in Nassau County, $16.3 million in new tax revenue to New York State, $3.1 million in new tax revenue each year to the school districts, $2.1 million annually to MTA, and $306,000 in new tax revenue each year to the Elmont Fire District. To put this in real terms, it means more teachers for Long Island kids, more police officers and firefighters to keep our community safe, and more money to repair roads and continually upgrade the LIR service. In conclusion, we're excited to be coming home to Long Island and to be joining the Elmont community. We're excited to be creating thousands of jobs for New Yorkers, contracting with local businesses, and creating tax revenue for Long Island's communities. This is a great deal for Elmont and the surrounding communities, for Nassau County, and for the state of New York. And we hope that this board of directors will vote yes and move this project forward so that we can get to work and start bringing these economic benefits to all the communities around this project. Thank you very much for your time.
Okay, thank you.
Our next speaker is Andy Bonnet.
Good afternoon. My name is Andrew Bonnet. I'm the commissioner of the Elmont Fire District, which I was duly elected. I've been a resident of the Elmont area for 58 years and a member of the fire department for 40 years. The Elmont Fire District comprises of 7 fire companies, 1 EMS company. We operate 4 engines, 2 ladder trucks, 1 heavy rescue and 1 tactical rescue, 2 ambulances. The fire district is the best equipped and trained and respected in the New York State. The department was started by a grandpa from August Belmont in 1905 to protect a new racetrack. We've seen the racetrack grow with many members of the department employed at the racetrack. We also have a vested interest in what goes in place there. The project will be a learning curve for the Elmont Fire District, but we're up to the task. As the fire commissioner, we welcome the extra revenue from the projects because now we're on a tax cap, and it's just We endorse the project and look forward to continually working with the New York State, the Islanders, and the construction personnel. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next speaker is Tiffany Caper.
Good afternoon. My name is Tiffany Capers. I've written several letters in support of the project. I attended last month's meeting, and I will continue to attend this meeting until you all break ground. I'm a homeowner, a parent, a PTSA president, a civic member, and I am Elmont. Elmont wants this project, and I'd like to share a few letters with you from my fellow residents who feel the same. My name is Jamie Rolliford. My family and I have been Elmont residents for 15 years. I am in complete support of the Belmont Park redevelopment project. I am excited about the benefits it will bring to Elmont and the surrounding communities. As a small business owner and a homeowner, I am looking forward to the business opportunities coming to Elmont, the increased economic activities, and the increased property values. Far too long, we've seen an influx of liquor stores, discount 99-cent stores, and vape shops in the community. The arena, hotel, and retail outlets will be a welcome change in the right direction. Our children need repaired parks, our infrastructure needs the renovation, and our school and fire districts need the financial support. The final step in state approval needs to happen. Thank you. Another letter is from a resident, Cherry Redhead. Dear New York Arena partners, I'm looking forward to you calling Elmont home. Location is everything. Our town is central in the middle of those in the east and in those in the west. It's a perfect location for hockey fans to come. The stadium will put revenue into the community. Our children and other prospective workers will be able to work here rather than having to commute to the city. In addition, other areas in our community have been neglected for way too long. Belmont Racetrack among them needs to be revitalized. Having the New York Islanders make their home here will revitalize Belmont Park as well as provide a home for a New York team. The New York Islanders is needed and wanted here. So I say yes to the New York Islanders, yes to the revitalization, and yes to jobs. Cherry Redhead. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Julie Marcela.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm reading today on behalf of a real estate broker in the Elmont community who has been there for 25 years. I will also be reading on behalf of myself immediately following. The undersigned is a licensed New York State real estate broker associate, member of the board of the Elmont Chamber of Commerce, and Elmont resident and/or business owner since 1968. I agree with the stated position of the Elmont Chamber of Commerce regarding the benefits of the redevelopment of Belmont Park and Arena for the New York Islanders and add my support. The socioeconomic advantages are endless. With Elmont's cohesively diverse population, excellent schools, concerned residents and business owners, and proximity to New York City, the planned redevelopment will enhance the area and strengthen its economic base on many levels. And new businesses will be likely to open nearby and only add to the betterment of the community at large. The positive financial impact will be far-reaching as Belmont becomes a major tourist destination and choice of many with connections to the new Belmont Park as a perfect neighborhood to which to settle and plant roots. I envision Elmont as the new hub of choice in Nassau County. The anticipation of thousands of jobs and unparalleled business opportunities during the construction phase and permanently thereafter will have a most positive impact on Elmont and neighboring communities in Western Nassau. Redevelopment, as projected, has unlimited opportunities for a multitude of employment options, from entry-level minimum wage jobs through high and career opportunities for the seasoned and mature and everyone in between. The inclusion of a full-service LIRR station will be a boom to businesses and individuals and will bolster commuting and reduce traffic congestion on the Cross Island Parkway. Specializing in residential sales in Elmont for more than 25 years and achieving the designation of Seniors Real Estate Specialist has afforded me unlimited personal interaction with the elders in the community and the next generation in search of the American dream of home ownership. Almost without exception, these folks in all walks of life and across the span of their ages have expressed excitement and approval for the new Belmont and long-awaited Islanders' return. As a business owner, I believe redevelopment can uplift communities. I am confident that the state's Belmont redevelopment project is the right kind of development we need and want. Sincerely, Sandra Gerson.
Great. We're going to ask you to wrap it up in the next 40 seconds.
Okay, on behalf of myself and the entire Elmont community, I'm presenting you with our Bible. Back in 2007, the town of Hempstead paid for a project to be developed, and it was a vision plan produced for the Elmont community. Every member of the Elmont community, including the children in the schools, were invited to attend. Every single thing that the Islanders are proposing is in here. On every single page, it talks about economic development. On every single page, it talks about an entertainment complex, a hotel with conference rooms, shopping on the south side of the lot, a community center, improvements to our parks, and jobs, jobs, jobs.
Thank you.
I leave this with you. Please refer to it. It's all in there, and this was done in 2007 and has not been adopted.
Okay, thank
Please
you.
look favorably on the project.
Thank you very much.
The next speaker is Edu Hermelin. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'll be reading this letter on behalf of Assembly Member Clyde VanEel. I'll also have two additional statements from Congressman Greg Meeks and State Senator Leroy Comrie. Dear Commissioner Zimsky, I am honored to serve as a New York State Assembly member for the 33rd District, representing the communities of Cambria Heights, St. Albans, Hollis, Queens Village, Belrose, and parts of Floral Park. I am writing you today to express my strong support for the Belmont redevelopment because I know this project will have a positive impact on my constituents. As an elected official and an entrepreneur, I know the importance of seizing opportunities when they present themselves, and I strongly believe this project is an opportunity for New Yorkers in Queens and Long Island. Business owners in my district will be able to contract with New York Arena Partners as the project is built, earning their share of the $2 billion economic impact created by the construction. Constituents of mine will likewise be able to earn some of the 10,000 construction jobs created by the project, helping propel families into the middle class and beyond. Once the project is up and running, my constituents will benefit from the 3,200 full-time jobs at the development and the hundreds of millions of dollars the Islanders and arena patrons will spend in local communities, including Queens. The recent addition of its new full-time Long Island Railroad station will also benefit Queens residents, reducing traffic associated with arena events while giving New Yorkers another way to get into the city or further out into Long Island. In sum, this project will help small businesses, it will help my constituents, and it will help our regional economy, and I strongly encourage you and the Empire State Development Board to approve it. Signed, Assemblymember Clyde VanEel. This is the letter from Meeks. I'm writing to you today concerning the Belmont redevelopment project in Nassau County, which is located in my district. On behalf of my constituents, I am urging you and the Empire State Development Board of Directors to approve this project and continue to support our region's economic growth. As you are well aware, major development projects have impacts that reach beyond the town and county they are located in, and Belmont is no different. This project will have far-reaching implications, including in the Queens communities I also represent. I'm confident that New York State and the development team have taken the necessary measures to mitigate negative impacts like traffic and to ensure the positive benefits reach New Yorkers across the region. This project will create opportunities for thousands of New Yorkers and constituents in my district, including minority and women-owned business owners, construction workers, and new employees at the arena, hotel, and retail village. It would also generate millions in new tax dollars for our state and the MTA. In addition, it is clear Empire State Development has taken public comments into account, working with the state and the Long Island Railroad to address concerns about traffic congestion by building the first new full-time Long Island Railroad station in 50 years. through an innovative public-private partnership. This new station will support both commuters in the area, including Queens residents and those visiting the new Belmont development. It is clear to me that this project will help grow our regional economy, and I'm proud to support it. Signed, Congressman Greg Meeks.
Thanks. 40 seconds, please.
Letter from State Senator Comrie. From the moment that the Belmont Park Development Civic and Land Use Improvement Project was announced, I have studied closely and listened carefully to the information provided by all parties, including the impacted communities, the developers, and the Empire State Development Corporation. As a new chair of the State Senate Standing Committees on Corporation Authority and Commissions, I am intently interested in ensuring that development projects are fiscally sound, economically responsible, and directly responsive to the needs of and desires of the community. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
The next speaker is Matthew Moskowitz.
Good afternoon. My name is Matthew Moskowitz. I'm a proud Long Islander and lifelong New York Islanders fan. The New York Islanders has always been very special to me, not simply because they won 4 Stanley Cups and completely shaped my childhood. Okay, that was definitely part of it. But the New York Islanders are very special because they are ours. And not just a hockey team, they are Long Island. They are and have always been at the core of all that is great about this wonderful place in which we live. Since the organization's inception about 47 years ago, the Islanders have been a vital part of our community. They are ever involved, they are visible, they care. They don't simply play hockey on Long Island, they are fully invested in it. They have provided constant, unwavering support for all. The time has come to put our support firmly behind them. I can still remember going to my first Islanders game about 40 years ago. The excitement was overwhelming, the building electric, the fans were loyal and plentiful. The Coliseum seemed like the greatest place on earth. It wasn't fancy, but it was home. Back in the day, that was good enough. Nobody needed luxury suites or upscale eateries. It was the team that made the building. Bill Torrey built a dynasty that put Long Island on the map as a legitimate hockey destination for years to come. Of course, nothing lasts forever. Over time, little by little, the dynasty began to fade. Then in 2000, Charles Wang bought the team. Mr. Wang was a visionary. He saw great possibility with the New York Islanders. Though he admittedly didn't know a lot about hockey, Mr. Wang recognized the tradition of this great organization and how it's an important place within the fabric of Long Island. Times had changed. He knew for the team to thrive and be competitive, they would need a new arena. He also knew, unlike in years past when the team made the building, it was now the building that would help make the team. This arena, unlike the Coliseum, would have to be a showpiece in order to attract top talent. He had some grand plans for the New York Islanders and Long Island. Unfortunately, Mr. Wang did not live to see these plans realized. Before he passed away, he sold majority control to John Ledecky and Scott Malkin. From the moment they entered the picture, you could tell that these new owners were the perfect people to carry the torch that burned so brightly in Mr. Wang's hands. They shared his vision and represented the strong values this organization set forth decades before. In their short tenure, they have shown commitment to the New York Islanders and Long Island. Mr. Ledecky has become the ambassador for this franchise.
Please wrap it up, please.
Come to any Long Islanders game, and you'll see him sitting up, not in a luxury suite, but in the stands with the fans. So the New York Islanders, they're a neighbor you want. They are a first-class organization with first-class ownership. The new arena project will be something special for everyone. The community, Long Island as a whole, will reap the benefits for years to come.
Thank
we
you.
have the opportunity to build something incredible. Let's get started.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Lenny Caputo.
Good afternoon. I'm Lenny Caputo. I've been a resident for Elma for over 35 years, and me and my family support the program and the project. I have 2 letters here from the community. First one is addressed to the board. It is my pleasure to write this letter in support of Elmont Empire State Department and its proposed project to build a new facility for the island's NHL hockey team, the New York Islanders. The project is one that will capitalize on the region's demand and economic growth and stability, while also promoting the very best qualities that the region has to offer. The project would help the broader community develop and utilize land that is currently underutilized. As a result, the greater community will benefit through a partnership that would serve as economic resource for the current and future generations. The positive impact of this project will serve students, families, and others through various ways, and will also serve as a source of pride for the region inasmuch as it highlights the characteristics of the county and beyond. Thank you for your consideration of my letter and support. Chris Salinas, Floral Park, New York. Second letter, Dear Empire State Development, this letter is to inform your board that I am in favor of Belmont Park redevelopment project. I have attended several meetings on both sides of the project and am happy to say that I am pleased at what the redevelopment will bring to our community. Sincerely, Rita Smith, resident of Elmont for 21 years.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Simona Swami.
Good afternoon. My name is Simona Swami Gordon, mother and wife. I'm going to be reading two letters. One is from my husband and one is from my mom. My husband's letter, Neil Gordon. I live in Elmont with my wife and 3 kids. I support the Belmont project and the clear benefits that will be afforded to Elmont. Many of us consider this project as a sign of hope that we are on our way to economic viability and sustainability that will serve to strengthen our economic foundation. We know the voice of the opposition is mighty and almost debilitating, but I trust that you will not allow those who are trying to protect all they enjoy to undermine the progress that this project represents for Elmont. We feel castigated by those who think we should be ashamed of supporting this project. Well, I am proud to say I too, as many residents in Elmont, support this project. Some say this project is not geared towards Elmont. I am left to theorize that this means that our population cannot possibly afford the retail and restaurants that may be coming with this investment. Well, I'm here to say that it is the best part of the deal. We are eager to see shoppers from all over the globe coming to Elmont to spend their money, and we understand the benefits of increased economic activity. I'll also add that some of us here in Elmont may have a word or two for those detractors who say the planned retail village is not for us. As for the community benefits, we will see a major investment in our parks, and we will finally have a community center. My family is serious about quality outdoor play. The intrinsic value of any community is inextricably tied to the success of the school district, the attractiveness of the community, the health of its business district, and the quality of its open play spaces. This project will have a positive financial impact on all of those elements. I want to ensure the children in Elmont are not robbed of the revitalization of these parks. For many years, our pleas have gone ignored to refurbish our parks. Elmont Road Park especially is dangerous and unfit to be used by our children. I read one article that proposed that the site of the retail village should be made into a parking lot. We do not want or need a refurbished parking lot. The premise is that Elmont does not need a retail village. Instead, we needed another parking lot. Mind you, I can bet the author does not live here and cannot possibly understand what we need. That was laughable at best. It had me thinking, all this negative press about the retail village, are there other mall interests fighting the project because they fear the potential of competition? So stand firm and stand with Elmont. Bus them in, train them in, fly them in, teleport them in. Just get those shoppers and Islanders fans in. Now, this letter is from my mom. I'm a grandmother of 3 who has lived in Elmont for the past 10 years. I am 65 years old and I plan to retire at the end of this year. I am looking forward to being able to get a part-time job right here in Elmont when I retire. For that reason and others, I support the Belmont redevelopment project. I encourage all of you to take a tour of the businesses and parks in our community. After said tour, I am confident that you will see that our community will be better off with this project. Stand up for us seniors who do not want to travel far for work or drive our kids to a park far away because we have no quality options in Elmont. I've heard some of the points of the opposition. Most of what I've heard is fear-mongering and basically stretching the truth. There are solid and worthwhile concerns, such as traffic, but I appreciate the news of an Elmont Long Island Railroad station, which will offer my daughter, who travels to New York City for work, more options to commute. The location may not be ideal for some, but it is better than the options she now has. She cannot go to other communities because a parking permit is needed, so she travels to Queens Village. This new station gives her more options. She needs options. Elmont commuters need options. Whether that option is physically in Elmont or Belrose, it's just quibbling over semantics.
Thanks. Please wrap up.
She's not retired, and she's definitely not a stay-at-home mom. Dedicated parking for Elmont residents, however, is no pie in the sky. It can be a reality. It is within reach. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Mark Herps.
Good afternoon, Commissioner and members of the board. My name is Mark Herbst, and I'm the Executive Director of the Long Island Contractors Association. The Long Island Contractors Association, or LICA, represents the interests of over 150 of Long Island's premier heavy construction general contractors, subcontractors, suppliers, and the industry as a whole. We're focused primarily in the infrastructure business, which involves site development, highways, bridges, rails, sewers, and other public works. LICA's members' companies play a significant role in Long Island's economic well-being, contributing more than $4 billion to the region's gross regional product. Today, I'd like to invite you to reflect upon the monumental task that was completed last month at the Urban Avenue grade crossing elimination in Newcastle on Long Island. One of the most significant milestones to date in the Long Island Railroad's third track project. A roadway underpass was excavated as a newly constructed bridge was rolled into place on schedule over the weekend, allowing normal the work week train schedule to resume without any disruption. Allow this accomplishment to serve as an example of the excellent workmanship and skills that will be available and are now ready to construct the recently announced railroad station planned as part of the Belmont Park redevelopment project. LICA and its member firms look forward to this upcoming challenge. Our workforce is committed to the community we call home. You can expect the same exemplary skills, talents, and effort now being demonstrated as part of the third track project, as well as others throughout the Nassau-Suffolk region, will continue. The dedication and support of our community will ensure Long Island's heavy and civil engineering construction industry will be on hand, not only to build, but to make sure we bring the New York Islanders back home where they belong. Please do not hesitate to contact us if we can provide any more information regarding this excellent project, and we look forward to working for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Josh Johnson.
Hi guys, my name is Josh Johnson. I'm 21. I'm from Elmont, for the Elmont Task Force. Thank you for supporting growth, vibrance, and stability for my community, and not lies, scary tactics, fear-mongering, and so much that's going on. And I have this video from my community that's about 3 minutes long. Hold on.
I support the Belmont redevelopment project.
Hello, my name is Swami Gordon, wife and mother of 3 in Elmont. My family and I support the Belmont redevelopment project.
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 We support the Belmont redevelopment project. We support the Belmont redevelopment project.
I support the Belmont redevelopment project.
We support the Belmont redevelopment project.
We support the Belmont redevelopment project.
We support the Belmont redevelopment project. We support the Belmont redevelopment project.
I support the Belmont redevelopment project.
My name is Joshua Johnson. I live in Elmont. I'm 21 years old, and I can't wait for all the amenities and vibrance and public transportation that this project plans to bring to my neighborhood.
My name is Simona Ross, and I support the Belmont redevelopment project.
The next speaker is
And that's it.
Tonya Laws.
Good afternoon. My name is Tonya Laws. I work for the New York Islanders, and I have 2 letters of support that I'd like to read for you. Dear Empire State Development Board, as a 21-year resident of Elmont who has always been involved in my community, I have consistently heard throughout the years that many of our elected officials do not care about Elmont. When you look at our Elmont Road Park, you would definitely believe this is true. However, we've had 2 wonderful senators in Jack Martins and Elaine Phillips who heard our voices and pushed for the development at Belmont. Then there's Governor Cuomo, who finally picked up the torch for Elmont and approved the New York Arena Partners' request for proposal in December 2017. Elmont started to finally feel like things were moving in a positive direction. The NYAPS RFP included what we as Elmont residents stated we wanted through our Elmont Visioning Plan, which was accepted in 2008 by the town of Hempstead and Nassau County as a blueprint for the development in our community. As a community, the majority of us have been extremely excited. Then, and to add to our excitement, Governor Cuomo announced an Elmont Long Island Railroad station would be built. Now, some will argue it may be called Elmont, but the train station isn't Elmont. What they fail to understand is, right now, we have no station. We have the right to park and ride from. People of Elmont with tickets while catching the Long Island Railroad from other communities. Now we have a place to park and ride because this station will be dedicated to us. I would like to take the time to thank Governor Cuomo, former Senator Jack Martins, and Senator Phillips, Senator Kaplan, Senator Kaminsky, for looking out for Elmont and helping us to achieve our dreams. Let the groundbreaking start. Sandra Smith, Elmont resident, board member of the advisory board. I'd also like to read this letter. I am a 21-year resident of Elmont. I support the Belmont redevelopment project. I am an active investor who looks at all investment benefits as well as cons to any investment. Since retail businesses will be here, I will be able to look at investing in publicly traded companies, and, as values increase, will also look to invest in private equities as well. This project will also bring more opportunities for jobs, real estate, tourism, and other consumer staple businesses. With the Belmont redevelopment project coming to Elmont, that will help reduce Nassau County's debt and help increase property values in Elmont. In the long run, these are all great things that will help benefit myself and other Elmont residents. I look forward to groundbreaking day. Justin Smith. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Mitchell Sternbach.
Good afternoon. My name is Mitch Sternbach. I'm here on behalf of Hope Knight, President and Chief Executive Officer of the Greater Jamaica Development Corporation, in support of the Belmont Park redevelopment project. GJDC urges the Empire State Development Board of Directors to approve this important project. While our organization represents communities across Southeast Queens, we understand that economic success is regional and that a project in Nassau County will greatly benefit Queens residents. We know this $1.3 billion construction project will boost businesses' bottom lines in Queens and across the metro region, and we look forward to the 10,000 construction jobs and 3,200 permanent jobs this project will bring, which will translate into thousands of opportunities for families in Queens and on Long Island. Queens residents will also benefit from the new Long Island Railroad Station at Elmont, which will reduce vehicular congestion and create a new commuting option for nearby communities. And we are glad that our State Senator, Leroy, advocated for this addition. The Belmont project will provide opportunities for small businesses and residents in Queens. The project will turn underutilized parking lots into an economic engine for the region. GJDC recommends that the ESDC board approves this exciting project. Thank you.
The next speaker is David Fatizo.
Good afternoon to all. My name is David Fatizo. I am with the Long Island Association. Our president and CEO, Kevin Law, was unable to attend today, so therefore I'm going to read a letter on his behalf. Dear Mr. Chairman, as the leading business organization in the region, the Long Island Association supports the Belmont Park redevelopment project. In fact, the LIA included this regionally significant project as one of our top federal, state, and local priorities and initiatives for 2019. Accordingly, we urge the Empire State Development Board of Directors to move this project forward by certifying its final environmental impact statement. Belmont Park, with an enhanced Long Island Railroad Station, a state-of-the-art new arena, and additionally mixed-use redevelopment, will help boost our economy, strengthen our community, and spur growth throughout Long Island. The project has potential to create thousands of jobs, generate hundreds of millions of dollars in new tax revenue, and attract thousands of visitors to the region. Attached to this letter, which it was submitted, is Kevin's op-ed published in Long Island Business News last week, which touts the economic benefits. Most importantly, this project will allow the permanent return of the New York Islanders back to Nassau County, where they belong. We look forward to supporting New York State's New York Arena's partners and the Islanders' collective efforts to make this project a success. Thank you on behalf of Kevin Law and the Long Island Association.
Okay, thank you.
The next speaker is Edu Hermelin.
Good afternoon, Board. My apologies, I read the wrong letter earlier. This is the statement written by State Senator Leroy Comrie. As the Senator representing the 14th District in Queens, I write to you in support of the Belmont Redevelopment Civic and Land Use Improvement Project. As I've said since its initial announcement, the Belmont Park redevelopment had to be inclusive of the voices of community leaders and stakeholders. After attending multiple public hearings and meetings, the announcement that there will be a full-time Long Island Railroad station is a boon to the project and a clear signal that the community's concerns regarding traffic mitigation and transportation access to the planned site and surrounding hub has been heard and acknowledged. Additionally, with the ongoing study of local roads and traffic patterns with a multi-pronged plan for traffic mitigation being implemented, we believe that ESD and the developer will continue to include stakeholder input as the project moves forward. With vital infrastructure upgrades being done to ensure that the project will have the minimum possible negative impact in the community while providing a robust economic return for local residents, this $1.18 billion project is a critical component to enhancing our local economy. The creation of 10,000 construction jobs and 3,200 permanent jobs is a net win for the Belmont Park, Queens Village, and Elmont areas. With the first full-time station being built in nearly 50 years and a projected $725 million in annual economic output and $50 million in new revenue anticipated, this much-needed project will be transformational for the region and our state. I would like to commend and thank Governor Andrew Cuomo, the MTA, LIRR, ESD, and those involved for continuing to prove that New York remains a state that can effectively and efficiently create jobs and spur smart, sustainable economic growth. I will continue to work with my colleagues in government, the Governor's Office, the City and State Departments of Transportation, the Community Advisory Council, and Elmont and Queens residents to ensure that the project brings the type of economic vitality our state needs and our communities deserve. Signed, State Senator Leroy Comrie. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Adam Hebert.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Adam Hebert. I'm Deputy Chief of Staff of Economic Development for the town of Hempstead. I am here on behalf of Supervisor Laura Gillen, who unfortunately could not make it, but has a great letter for you to hear. Mr. Chairman, I want to first and foremost thank the Governor for bringing the Islanders home. I'd also like to thank the ESD Board for continuing to make strides towards a complete vision for Belmont, a vision that includes the type of development that can be an economic driver for the region and surrounding communities, as well as one that considers the voices of my constituents and offers sufficient planning and mitigation to quell concerns. Projects of this magnitude can simply check the boxes. This is a living, breathing development that needs to take shape as it rolls out, navigating feasibility and sensibility. We agree that a full-time rail station will allow the communities surrounding Belmont to leverage economic impact of the redevelopment and allow a focus on transit-oriented development opportunities along Hempstead Turnpike. I'm happy for our Islanders fans and for our residents, as this mass transit option will certainly help alleviate traffic. We must, however, be mindful about the staging of that construction, the staging of construction, and elevate the impacts of that station on residents living around the station. The town must work with the state and NIAP to ensure that parking options at the station are accessible and there are spaces reserved for residents so that the railroad is a true asset. We are excited about and fully support progress being made on the Elmont Road Park redevelopment, and we are thankful to NIAP and the state for making this park renovation a possibility. The investment is so important to the Elmont community, and having a quality space for our children and youth leagues to play is invaluable. I would like to reiterate my request that residents from the community be given preference to fill jobs generated by these millions of dollars in construction. A project labor agreement will ensure that Long Islanders are the ones working on the project. I stand firm on the fact that when we work together, we can ensure that our shared vision sets the stage for a bright new future for the site and exceptional opportunities for my constituents. I ask that ESD and NIAP continue to engage, listen, and work with town residents to address their concerns, in particular, their concerns about traffic as the development moves forward. Respectfully, submitted Laura A. Gillen, Supervisor, Town of Hempstead.
Great, thank you.
The next speaker is Sean Collins.
My name is Sean Collins. I'm here on behalf of Senator Anna Kaplan, who represents the project site and is also the chair of the Economic Development, Commerce, and Small Business Committee in the Senate. Dear Mr. Zemsky, as I have previously stated to you, I believe the redevelopment of Belmont Park has the potential to be a force for good in our community, bringing jobs, opportunities for youth, infrastructure enhancements, improved public facilities, and an expanded tax base, which could reduce the burden on local taxpayers. As the elected representative of the Belmont Park property and several communities immediately impacted by the Belmont Park redevelopment project, I have been very clear that the voice of my constituents and stakeholders be heard through the planning and redevelopment process. After exhaustive community outreach, numerous public meetings, and revisions to project scope based on that input, we have reached a final development plan that will ensure a successful project that benefits our community. As with any project of this size, there are details and issues that will still need to be addressed as construction commences, but none of them are so significant or insurmountable that there should be any delay in getting this project underway. As I have stated throughout the planning process, I will continue to work closely with all stakeholders involved to ensure these issues are addressed to satisfaction, and I will continue to fight for the needs of my constituents to be met and exceeded. Additionally, I will continue to advocate on behalf of organized labor to ensure that the construction of this project creates high-quality union jobs and apprenticeships to create opportunity for hardworking members of our community. I thank you, the staff of ESD, the Long Island Railroad, and Governor Cuomo for your thoroughness and patience through this process, and I look forward to continuing our collaboration so that members of our community can derive the significant benefits attendant to this project. Sincerely, Senator Anna Kaplan. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Fendi Linon.
Hi, my name is Fendi Lennon, and I'm from Senator Todd Kaminsky's office, and I'll be reading a letter today he wrote to ESD. Dear Mr. Zemsky, I am writing today to reaffirm my support for the Belmont Park redevelopment project with the addition of a full-time Long Island Railroad station on site. This development promised to be game-changing for Elmont and the greater Long Island region, bringing the New York Islanders permanently home and with it an array of economic benefits. The full-time LIRR station is an indispensable part of the proposed complex at Belmont, as it will provide a green alternative to overcrowding area roads and offer Elmont residents access to their own long-sought-after station. This investment in key infrastructure is commensurate in scale, with the tremendous economic potential that this project can unlock for Long Island. The Elmont community worked together to secure this victory, and while there is more work to do on behalf of the residents, we are one giant step closer to a world-class development that will bring jobs to the region and keep the Islanders on Long Island. Thank you again for your commitment to this project and to the continued economic vitality of Long Island. I look forward to continuing to work with you on this matter. Sincerely, Todd Kaminsky, Senator of 9th District. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Kevin Fitzgerald.
Good afternoon. Although an introduction is probably not necessary, as this will be the fourth time I address this board in relation to this project, I am the Deputy Mayor of the Village of Floral Park, Kevin Fitzgerald. From the beginning of this project, including my statements and dialogue with this board at the December 2017 board meeting, the village has never opposed the redevelopment Belmont. We were hopeful at the outset and asked that all parties involved in any development work together to ensure that the way of life of Floral Park would at least stay the same or be improved. Due to the significant scope creep over the last year or so, the project has significantly changed. By this I mean every time a new release, from the scoping document to the DEIS to the FEIS, and maybe even the document that was released today, there have been significant changes to the project which have raised additional concerns by the village and its residents. Additionally, I feel that a lot of items have been mischaracterized by the media and in some part the ESD. One of the many is the fact that every time the project manager asked about the community's sentiment, the answer is always that 40 or so meetings were held, including 11 public meetings. It is true that the meetings were held. However, the project managers do not go into the content of those meetings, including, most importantly, what the overall sentiment was. I was at those meetings. I can confirm that those meetings, significant, legitimate concerns were raised by the majority of attendees, to which the responses in the FEIS either did not satisfactorily answer the questions or in a number of cases brought forth other concerns. For those additional concerns, I reference you to the village board's letter, our traffic experts letter, and our council's letter that was recently submitted, which I'm sure you've all read and are familiar with. To be very clear, the village and its residents understand and respect the CEQA process, which includes the ability and right to ask legitimate questions while allowing the lead agency to provide answers and solutions to those questions. At the early stages, we were very optimistic this would lead to a development that Floral Park and its neighboring communities could be proud of. With each passing release, the solutions proposed actually made our concerns grow to the point we are now. There is no clear, substantial evidence that this project, as proposed in the FEIS, will benefit Floral Park, and in fact, it will be detrimental. Due to the yet again changing project, the village board is strongly requesting the ESD not only not approve the FEIS today, and instead issue a supplemental EIS. This will allow not only the residents of Floral Park, but the residents of surrounding affected communities time to review the changes that were announced only a month ago, along with reviewing the 8,000-page FEIS to ensure their questions were satisfactorily answered and raise additional questions based on any new significant changes that the project brought forth. Perhaps, and most importantly, the ESD can hit the pause button at this time, which will allow the ESD, NIAP, the Islanders, and other developers to take time and a few steps back and make sure that the project is something that all the residents of the surrounding communities can be proud of and not have a meaningful impact on their lives and homes they've worked so hard to preserve. This request is not only being made by Floral Park, but is supported by letters that we've received from the following elected officials: Assemblyman Ra, Assemblywoman Szilagyi, Nassau County Presiding Officer Rich Nicolello, Nassau County Legislator Moskowitz, and Town of Hempstead Councilman Moskowitz. In closing, you may have noticed that there's a lack of residents from Floral Park here today. We did not ask them to come today, as their significant questions still remain unanswered. And based on the past ESD board meetings, it was specifically stated by the board that questions would not be answered here. I and the 16,000 residents that I and Trustee Panbagno represent deserve acceptable solutions. I am confident that I have the steadfast support of our residents to use all resources available to us now and in the future to ensure that Floral Park remains a great place to live, work, and raise a family. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Matt Castelluzzo.
Good afternoon. I have two letters to read. This one is from Kenneth Bowe. Dear Empire State Development, I am writing to show my support for the construction of the new arena in Belmont to serve as home of the New York Islanders. I believe it is key importance that the Islanders have a permanent home in which their dedicated fan base, of which I am a member, will enjoy. In addition, I believe the new Belmont Arena will provide Islander fans from not only the island, but the city to enjoy an environment that serves world-class facility and excellent sight lines, plentiful concessions and bathrooms, and all other comforts expected of a modern arena. The new arena could also serve as an entertainment hub for concerts, shows, and other events that will bring new revenue to New York. Overall, I believe the benefits of constructing the arena in Belmont for the Islanders positives outweigh the negatives, and I look forward to rooting on the blue and orange in their new home in the future. Excuse me. This is for me. I am here to show my support for the Belmont redevelopment project. I was born and raised in Elmont. I still own the house my parents bought in 1962, where my mother still resides. I believe this project will be a tremendous benefit to the community and will provide employment opportunities for residents, and would also provide the new arena a revenue for the area. I also believe this project will be constructed in a first-class manner and will make Belmont a venue to be admired by all other communities. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry. The next speaker is Lynn Panbagno.
Thank you and good afternoon. My name is Lynn Panbagno. I'm a trustee of the Village of Floral Park, and I'm also the former superintendent of schools of the Floral Park Belrose School District, which includes students from the Village of Floral Park and Belrose Terrace. All three of those communities abut the Long Island Railroad tracks on the Main Line and the Hempstead branches. As you all know, the Village of Floral Park also is adjacent to Belmont Park. I'm here to urge you, the ESD, to direct further review of the newly proposed railroad station, shuttle bus system, active access routes, and station parking in light of the proximity to the Floral Park Belrose School. The proposed station, shuttle bus loop, and access roads will be located in the far northeast corner of Belmont Park. It will directly abut the community of Belrose Terrace on the north and the Floral Park Belrose School playground and field on the east side of the Belmont property. I would now like to provide key additional details that have not been fully addressed in last month's studies. Floral Park Belrose has 900 plus students in grades pre-K to 6. It's one of the largest in Nassau, and its locations and boundaries are very unique. Approximately 75 feet separates this elementary school, and it's more than 900 children from the Long Island Railroad Main Line and Hempstead Branch tracks along the entire north wall of the school. The trains are running practically up against the side of the school. The west side of the school and field is Belmont Park. The school shares an 1,100-foot chain link fence with Belmont Park, no space between. One can see and hear all quite well from both sides of the fence. The south side of Floral Park Belrose School is a street that dead ends just before the Belmont border, and the east side of the school is a neighborhood street like you find all other schools are located on. Just a month ago, we learned that the railroad station will be built in the far northeast corner of Belmont Park, directly adjacent to Belrose Terrace Homes and our school field. Maps depict a shuttle bus loop close to the school fence and an active roadway for shuttle buses and other vehicles running the entire length of our school fence, 1,100 feet. We desperately need further review of the details of this plan as we work to prepare for the newest major phase of this project. Data and well-thought-out analyses are needed to help inform important decisions that we'll have to make regarding, first, safe and secure visual and sound barriers, not a fence with hedges, between the school, field and train station, shuttle bus loop, and active access roadway with large buses traveling on it. Secondly, emergency evacuation routes for our 900-plus students. The proposed redevelopment plan would make it unsafe for an evaluation to the west of our school, one of our current options now. The Long Island Railroad tracks are to the north, and a dead-end street is to the south of the school. Third, security at and around the new station. Most railroad stations are located in open, easily accessible areas. This station will be tucked in a far corner of the Belmont property, a distance from roads patrolled by Nassau County Police and out of the jurisdiction of the Floral Park Police Department. Fourth, soil testing, as the ground is excavated for the new station and paved areas directly behind the school play field. And there are many others. I hope you all see that this is not a last-ditch attempt to derail the project or to prevent the Islanders' return to Nassau County. Some of us actually grew up in Uniondale off of Hempstead Turnpike and watched the Islanders grow as a team and celebrate 4 Stanley Cups. Rather, this is a serious and heartfelt appeal to all of you to ensure the well-being and safety of our school children, as well as the residents and those who use the station. We need a more in-depth analysis and mitigation plans of the new issues that I have just described. Thank you.
The next speaker is Suzanne Semler.
Good afternoon. I'm Suzanne Semler. I'm a Long Island resident and an Islander fan and horse racing fan. I'm reading on behalf of Lisa Young from Seaford. Dear Empire State Development, I am extremely excited for the new Belmont Arena. As a Long Island native, I think I can speak for most fans when I say that the Islanders belong on Long Island. Belmont is a great area for redevelopment and would be a major boost to the Elmont community. Going into Barclays is fun for a game or two for the city environment, but coming home so late at night is sometimes uncomfortable when not with male companions. Being at Belmont would be a great combination of city and island. The Islanders are also one of the most community active teams in the NHL. I know they do and will continue to do great things in the local Elmont community. Introducing hockey to new demographics will only help grow the game, the fan base, and the diversity of our fandom. While I understand the Elmont community's hesitation about the impact on their everyday lives, living within a few miles of major sports teams is extremely exciting and beneficial in ways that are yet to be uncovered. I stand with the Belmont redevelopment project and support the pursuit of bettering 2 communities, the Islanders community as a whole and the Elmont community. Thank you, Lisa Young, Seaford. Thank you.
The next speaker is John Derrico.
Good afternoon. My name is John DeRico. I'm a lifelong resident of Nassau County, which has been a few years. I'd like to say that the island's new arena would definitely enhance the position of Belmont Park as a premier destination for entertainment, sports, recreation, retail, and hospitality on Long Island. The Islanders bring a 4-time consecutive Stanley Cup winning team to Belmont, the only team in New York with that record. What was said before by the director and the commissioner about jobs and businesses, I don't think I need to reiterate. But the benefits to Elmont and the surrounding communities will be tremendous. The best thing about the development is the use of the undeveloped land to provide for new taxes, new revenue. I have one letter I'd like to read, and it's from a corporation from Suffolk County to show that this does affect other than Belmont. This is from a company called the Rinks. They have hockey rinks in Suffolk County. It says, as an operator of several rinks in Suffolk County, I can tell you firsthand how important it is for the Belmont project to be completed and to have an NHL-approved state-of-the-art facility for the New York Islanders. The rinks has season tickets for both Rangers and Islanders, and they give these tickets away at no charge to their customers. The Ranger tickets and Coliseum tickets have no problem finding takers. The tickets at Barclays, he can't give away. The customers that I speak to are very excited about Belmont and are now excited about using the new proposed LIRR Belmont train station. Hockey community and all the diehard fans of today and the future need this to happen. I'd just like to say, let's go Islanders.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Jessica Ortiz.
Good afternoon. My name is Jessica Ortiz, and I'm a commercial cleaner, and I have been a member of SEIU 32BJ for 7 years. I'm speaking today on behalf of my union, SEIU 32BJ, and as a mother of a daughter who lives in Elmont, to express our support for the proposed redevelopment of Belmont Park. We believe this project is an important example of responsible development and a model for underutilized public land that can be harnessed to create good jobs and new public benefits. 32BJ has a long-standing relationship with Sterling Equities, our primary partner in the development of this project. From our work with them at Citi Field, we know that they are committed to creating good jobs that allow workers to live and work with dignity. We are looking forward to collaborating with them and the broader development team at the Belmont site to create jobs that give workers access to livable wages, job protections, training opportunities, and more. We also applaud the significant commitments made to local hire at this site and are excited to partner with the development team and community stakeholders to make sure Long Island residents reap the benefits of this project. Good jobs that provide family-sustaining wages and benefits can help New Yorkers out of poverty and ensure that they share in the rewards of new development. Prior to becoming a 32BJ member, I worked 3 jobs to make ends meet. Oftentimes, I would work 7 days a week and still needed public assistance for health insurance. Being a single mom is hard, but it is extremely hard when you do not have access to a good job, job protection, and significant health and retirement benefits. This development will bring endless opportunities for local residents of Long Island. We are thrilled that the state and this development team are investing into Long Island's future as a destination for sports, entertainment, retail, hospitality, and tourism. On behalf of the 3,832 BJ members who live and work on Long Island, our larger membership, we are happy to support this project. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Bill Driscoll.
Good afternoon, Bill Driscoll. I represent the Queens Chamber of Commerce, and I'd like to read this letter of support. I write today on behalf of the Queens Chamber of Commerce to express our steadfast support for the Belmont Park redevelopment project and to urge you and the Empire State Development Board of Directors to approve this project. While Belmont Park is in Nassau, it's only a few hundred feet from Queens, and I know that this project will benefit both of our communities and both counties' economics. The numbers speak for themselves: thousands of new jobs, hundreds of millions of dollars in economic activity, and billions of dollars in construction spending. It is abundantly clear that Queens residents will be able to access these new jobs, that Queens contractors will be able to work on this massive construction project, and that Queens businesses will attract area patrons across the border to our restaurants and nightlife. The new Long Island Railroad station at Elmont will also provide a benefit for Queens residents, helping mitigate traffic congestion concerns for the new arena and providing another public transit commuting option for nearby Queens communities. This project is a win-win, and while the Cross Island Parkway may separate Queens and Nassau County, our communities and our economies are inherently intertwined. This is an unprecedented opportunity for our Queens business community and for the region as a whole. I urge you to approve this project. I look forward to continue to working with you, the development team, the Islanders, and community members to make this project a success. Thomas Gretsch, President and CEO.
Thank you.
The next speaker is John Johnson.
Good afternoon. What I have to say is, what I'm going to address is this here. The privilege that I continue to see, I've been a part of this from the very start. And for anyone to sit and say 2 years later that they need more comments is ridiculous. It's time to get this started. Everyone understands after all this time the work and dedication that's been put into this project. What are we waiting for? There's no more comments. We understand that Floral Park feels privileged, that they don't want anything different. They don't want any community around them to benefit. We understand that. But it's time for us to benefit. The Elmont resident, I've been an Elmont resident for 25 years. I grew up in Queens. I remember when the air train, people said that the world was going to end because they was going to put a train station, a shuttle station above the Van Wyck Expressway. But look at now. That is one of the most used shuttle services in Queens right now. And also, LaGuardia is about to do the same thing. Why? Because if you're short-sighted, because if you realize that there's more to have because people can benefit, it's time for change. When are people going to start to understand that Elmont want this? No one can speak for Elmont. I am a 25-year resident, and anyone that come up to this podium from Floral Park, Belrose, do not mention Elmont, because Elmont wants this project. We want it now. This is long overdue. And what I want to say is thank you to all of the members that have worked hard at making this even a possibility, because without this, Elmont would not grow, and we are looking for growth. Thank you very much.
The next speaker is Ryan Stanton.
Good afternoon. I want to thank the Governor, the MTA, the Long Island Railroad, and Empire State Development for conducting a thorough analysis of the Belmont redevelopment project, engaging the community throughout, and advancing the prospects of our regional economy. I stand before you on behalf of the Long Island Federation of Labor, representing over 250,000 union members across Nassau and Suffolk County. The Belmont Park redevelopment plan should mean the creation of good union jobs and building community wealth. Therefore, it's a top priority for our labor movement and we believe that a project labor agreement should be executed to ensure this development results in equitable and inclusive economic growth. Good wages and benefits go hand in hand with thriving local communities. Therefore, it is imperative that the Belmont Park redevelopment plan move forward utilizing the members of the Building and Construction Trades Council of Nassau and Suffolk County, all of whom are local people. This has been a fundamental principle of our Long Island labor movement. It is the key component leading to greater personal wealth, home ownership, better health care, and educational opportunities, and it provides a buffer against unexpected events which can lead to financial hardship. As collective incomes rise, it creates the virtuous cycle of a growing middle class, greater consumption, and more revenues for public services in our communities. This project will create 10,000 construction jobs, as you've heard, and 3,200 permanent jobs, as you've heard. These opportunities must put local people to work. Temporary construction jobs alone represent $707 million in an increase in personal income within our region. We must ensure that income stays in our communities. These numbers do not include the $133 million in annual wages generated by the creation of permanent jobs supported by the hotel, arena, and retail village of which will buoy a cycle that would create community wealth. Our position remains grounded in the concept that those most closely impacted need to be engaged throughout this process. The project team and all of the agencies have done that to date. Many of the improvements and the changes about the proposed project, such as a new Long Island Railroad station, full service, to the Belmont development, a reduction in the scale of some of the retail and commercial components, are a direct result of quality and constructive discussion between the community and the project team. We implore this body and all stakeholders involved to continue engaging in this process.
Thank you.
The next speakers are Zach Anderson and Ray Moeller. Zach and Ray.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ray Moeller. I'm the founder and CEO of the Little St. Nick Foundation. We're a nonprofit based on Long Island that inspires kids and young adults in local communities like Long Island to give back to other kids in hospitals. It is with great pride today that I get to appreciate and thank the New York Islanders organization. The New York Islanders have been helping the Little St. Nick Foundation for over 15 years now. When we first started working with the Islanders, I didn't know what to expect, as this was the first sports franchise we were working with. From the first event at a hospital together with a New York Islanders player, to multiple players coming to our events, to having the late owner Charles Wong wanted to meet me personally, and the Islanders charity raising thousands of dollars for us. The Islanders have been nothing but a first-class organization and a pleasure to work with. The side of the New York Islanders that I see and work with is something that is separate from hockey and is much bigger than hockey. Sports organizations usually have some community impact, but it varies based on how much they really care about their community. From my experiences, no one cares more than the people and helping others in their community than the New York Islanders. Their dedication and extra effort to help others is something that you don't see a lot in today's day and age. This is why it is very important for the New York Islanders to stay on Long Island, as it is more than just a hockey team. The impact the Islanders have had on Little St. Nick Foundation is something that myself, our board of directors, and volunteers appreciate immensely. We can't thank the Islanders enough for their support, and I know there are plenty other of local organizations that feel the same way we do. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Ann Reno. Ann Reno.
Good afternoon. My name is Ann Rena, and I'm the New York Islanders Community Relations Director and a Nassau County resident in favor of the new arena development. Today, I'm here representing community members and organizations in favor of the project. that are not able to attend today's meeting. I am also joined by Islander fans and community members in favor of the project who are here today on our behalf and to speak in favor of of the project. To date, thousands of community members have signed petitions in favor of this revitalization project, and I am here to read you a few letters that they have shared. My name is Bruce Dunn, and I am a lifelong resident of Floral Park and a New York Islanders season ticket holder. I have been a devout Islanders fan since 1973 when my father took my family to our first game versus the California Golden Seals. I was privileged to witness 4 Stanley Cups home to Long Island with the best team that played in the 1980s. That was the New York Islanders and why Long Islanders made this reality so special. This is why we need the New York Islanders back. They need their identity, their home, their roots, their fan base, and most of all, the association with Long Island. I fully support the new arena at Belmont Park and hope that the Floral Park community will do the same. Change can be difficult, but can also be a wonderful experience. I know the New York Islanders have the Floral Park community best interests at heart and will do everything in their power to support the community. The New York Islanders have established their corporate offices within the town in addition to working with our local organizations. The New York Islanders are building a future in our town, which is why we need to support this organization through our Chamber of Commerce and the community government. The long-term relationship with Floral Park has begun, which will be built on trust. Transparency is a good thing, so let's work together. Solutions are workable when one has an open mind. Compromise is also a solution, which helps build trust. I am sure there will be many challenges building this new arena, which is why I believe the ESDC has done its proper due diligence toward a successful outcome. I believe the EIS will demonstrate why this project is viable and why it is needed on Long Island. I truly believe the Floral Park community will benefit once the project is up and running. The rhetoric being put out on social media is just that, rhetoric. One must weigh the opinions of the community in an open dialogue, not of false rumors. It's fine to share and opine the concerns of our neighbors, but to suggest that this project will devastate the community is ill-advised in my mind. Let's face it, folks, Long Island is bottle-choked because of outdated infrastructure with massive influx of cars on the roadways. Uber, Lyft, and numerous other car services. With the new train service and proper planning, the new arena will be viable in the community. The New York Islanders Hockey Club belongs on Long Island as evident, playing to sold-out crowds during the 2018-19 season at the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum. I was at every home game and the atmosphere was electrifying. Never mind the first round playoffs. At that point, I knew I was home. The New York Islanders need their identity back to attract top talent within the league. They need this new arena, a place they can call their own. The Islanders fan base is extremely loyal and will support this club for future generations to come. I know John Ledecky and the NHL will support the Floral Park community concerns and will embrace the challenges ahead. John is a man of integrity who believes in this organization. I believe there are always workable solutions. This is a huge project which will not be taken lightly from anyone. Respectively, Bruce Dunn, Floral Park resident. And now I will open it up.
Thanks. Okay, let me just say your group has about 30 seconds left, okay? So we'll submit comments, but otherwise let's wrap it up, okay?
Good afternoon. My name is Patrick David Dowd. I'm also known as the sign guy for the New York Islanders. And I'll be very, very brief. I walked into the Nassau Coliseum with my father the first time the Islanders ever played a game. As a 12-year-old boy, my life was instantly changed. I have been a loyal and passionate fan from the day that bleeds orange and blue. I come to you before you today, knowing the importance of keeping our Islanders on Long Island. The last couple of years have been a roller coaster of uncertainty. First and foremost, the New York Islanders belong on Long Island. I have gathered a petition from over 12,000 people that I would like to submit to this board.
Okay. Accepted. All right, thank you all. That was impressive. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay, just in the interest of time, we still have more people to hear from, and we've been listening now for 90 minutes, and we just like to keep it going, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
The next speaker is Paul Sapienza.
Good afternoon. Thank you for the opportunity to speak here today. My name is Paul Sapienza. I was born and raised in Elmont. Yes, it was a while ago, just like that other gentleman. My parents moved into the community in 1948. My father started a bakery there. In 1967, he started another bakery, which I took over in 1973, 46 years ago. I'm currently the president of the Elmont Chamber of Commerce, and I have been for 12 out of the last 20 years. Personally, I really think that this is a great opportunity for the town, resident-wise and business-wise. My 3 children were born and raised in Elmont as well. I really don't see much of a downside to this. Yes, we will have to suffer a little bit with some traffic and some extra noise and whatever might come of it, but I really feel out of all the possible things that could happen to that 450 acres, if the track does not continue to exist, I can't imagine anything. I don't know what could possibly be there, but I think this is one of the best possible solutions that could be found. I'd like to turn it over to my two colleagues who are with me now.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Theodora Ridley. I am a resident of Elmont for 24 years and 6 months. I say 6 months because I moved in to Elmont when my daughter was 6 months old, and that vividly stands in my mind. She is now 25. As of next Thursday, she will be 25. And when I told her about this project and when she read about it, she was really in on this deal. She said it's a win-win for everyone in the community because it connects us economically, which we have been missing out on so long. The children and the community members will benefit because of the park renovation, and the upgrades will connect us with a full service for the Long Island Railroad. That's a win-win for the community. The contractors coming into the neighborhood will benefit, as well as having a diversity among its business owners. She says that the entertainment, employment, and empowerment of the islanders will be a win for the Elmont community. My son also, all his life, has lived in Elmont. Graduated from college just in May. As a college graduate, returning back to the neighborhood, he's looking for entertainment. What kids aren't at 22 years old? He said when his friends come down from upstate Buffalo, they'll have the Islanders to go to. They'll be able to go there for their entertainment. And now that he's looking for a job, if the Islanders was up and running, he would have the opportunity to be employed there. He's an engineering major. He loves sports, football, basketball, hockey, soccer, bring it all on. He welcomes the Islanders to the Elmont community. Thank you.
Great. 1 minute or so.
Good afternoon, and thank you for taking the time to hear me. My name is Roland Nicole Sr. I and my family have been Elmont residents combined over 32 years. We own 7 houses in Elmont. I have 5 children, 4 grandchildren, all residents and living in Elmont, attending Dutch Broadway, Gotham as Elmont Memorial High School. This project is important. We support it. We need the parks. We need the funding. The video you saw, the pond you saw in the background was not a pond. That was actually a soccer field that we had to stop the students from using because it does not get drained properly. So the funds that come into Elmont will help first test that soil and then get it fixed. So we support it. I welcome the New York Islanders. I sat in a room with a few of them, so go Islanders. I'm a Brooklyn Nets fan, New York Yankee, New York Giants, but hey, now I'll be an Islanders fan because they'll be right in my backyard. Thank you, and please pass this.
Thank you.
The next speaker is David Viana.
Hi, good afternoon. David Viana from Nassau County Executive Laura Curran, representing Nassau County Executive Laura Curran. Unfortunately, she could not be here today, so I'm going to read a letter that she wrote on her behalf. Dear Commissioner Zemsky, Long Island is proud of our Islanders, and we greatly appreciate Governor Cuomo and Empire State Development's work to help the team return home to Nassau County. I am pleased to once again offer my strong support to the Belmont Park redevelopment project, a centerpiece of our effort. The redevelopment project is more than just a reflection of the fierce connection between the Isles and their fans. It will also help build a stronger Nassau County economy. That's why I am urging you and the Empire State Development Board of Directors to vote favorably today on several items, including the final environmental impact statement and general project plan modifications, so this important project can move forward. As county executive, I have worked to stop Long Island from being a land of no, and I have been proud to support smart development projects like Belmont that create jobs, invest in transit, and build up our communities. This project will be an economic engine for Nassau County, generating hundreds of millions of new tax dollars, over 10,000 construction jobs, and thousands of arena, hotel, and retail jobs for Long Islanders. The complex will be enjoyed not just by our fans and residents, but will draw visitors from across the region and provide a strong foundation on which to enhance employment and entertainment opportunities. I am proud of the productive working relationship between my staff, ESD, and New York Arena partners. We are pleased to see positive strategies being developed to address traffic and other environmental concerns, including the addition of a new LIRR station near the project site to serve both arena visitors and area residents. My team looks forward to continuing to work together to make this project a success. I hope the ESD board will join me in saying yes to the items before you today, yes to good jobs for our community, and yes to a new home for the Islanders. Yes, yes, yes. Sincerely, Laura Curran. Thank you.
The next speaker is William Chiarucci.
This isn't like the first time we've done this. Is there a motion for the board to vote on?
Yes.
Hello, everybody. My name is William Chiarucci, and I am a season ticket holder with the Islanders. But not only am I a season ticket holder with the Islanders, I am a Local 3 journeyman. I've been on such projects over the past 7 years as the 2nd Avenue subway, the new LaGuardia Airport that's being built right now as we speak, and the Whitney Museum. I've seen through the communities that I've worked at, and as far as the growth around these new projects that have opened up over the course of 5 to 10 years, there has been a lot of fanfare going through these communities, and a lot of businesses have prospered over these new buildings being built. And as far as Belmont goes, I am a supporter of Belmont, and as far as when Belmont opens up, it will be a tremendous value for the community of Belmont and for everybody in the community. And as far as the Islanders go, there is a sense of togetherness as far as a family goes, as far as being a season ticket holder. Many great things have happened throughout the Islanders organization over the course of its 47 years, and there's also been some tough times, and this franchise has been snake bitten. But the future with the Islanders right now at Belmont will be huge for the franchise, and not only for the franchise, but for the people that are going to be working there in the short term, every construction worker that will be working there, but also the people working in the area as well. Thank you very much.
The next speaker is Burke Tomaselli.
Afternoon, everyone. I'm Burke Tomaselli. I'm the political director for the Building and Construction Trades Council of Nassau and Suffolk County. Belmont Hub has been in the works for years and has the potential to be an incredible project for New York as a whole. It would help in putting thousands of people to work through its construction, but also through dozens of storefronts to hire more local workers and jobs varying in skill and level. An undertaking this size creates careers, not jobs, which will continue to provide for working class men and women for years to come. We estimate Belmont will require the work of about 10,000 tradesmen and women of all sorts of backgrounds and skill sets. Using a PLA or project labor agreement, it will be utilizing local hires, aiding the economies of local communities while still maintaining the most crucial safety standards. These thousands of workers building and occupying the hub won't be strangers. They'll be your friends, your neighbors, and your peers. The building trades are proud to have a seat at the table for a project of this magnitude. We pride ourselves on being partners, not players, regarding impactful possibilities such as Belmont. Through the Long Island Federation of Labor, we have developed a partnership training program called Opportunities Long Island, which operates as a pre-apprenticeship development. It is there we prepare individuals from local communities to learn the basics and skills of a trade so that they are more qualified when entering the workforce. This is the type of dedication and training the Building Trades Council provides when approaching any project. We also employ multiple veterans and military personnel who have transitioned from active duty to the labor and construction industry. The Helmets to Hard Hats program was an initiative designed to employ prior service members in a successful and reliable industry. With these two programs in tandem together, we are able to positively impact so many hardworking families throughout the region, directly and indirectly. Belmont being built Union Strong would result in a terrific economic stimulus while also providing opportunity and revenue streams to maintain that growth. Thank you.
The next speaker is Kevin Moran.
Good afternoon. My name is Kevin Moran. I'm with the Long Island Builders Institute. I'm here on behalf of our CEO, Mitch Pally, to read a letter from him. The Long Island Builders Institute, the largest residential mixed-use builder trade association in New York State, wishes to express its strong support for the redevelopment of the state-owned Belmont property. This space will become a world-class mixed-use development that will include a new arena for the New York Islanders, a unique shopping experience, and other entertainment attractions. The redevelopment of this project will be a significant benefit to Elmont and the surrounding community. It will create thousands of construction jobs and full-time jobs, pay over $40 million in local taxes to our municipalities, pay over $3 million each year in pilot programs to the school districts, and lead to the development and renovation of a number of parks and community spaces. In addition, these very significant local benefits, there are two major regional benefits which are also of great importance to the local communities. First, it will provide a first-class home for our only major professional hockey team, the New York Islanders. This arena will allow Long Islanders to showcase itself to the rest of the country, showing that Long Island and New York State are willing and able to ensure the future success of the franchise. Second, the building of the Long Island Railroad Station on the main line will provide local and regional benefits. The Elmont community will have a commuter station to be able to get from points east and west for jobs and entertainment, while the Islander fans will be able to get to their new arena from both New York City as well as eastern Long Island, which will significantly reduce the amount of traffic coming to and from the arena. As a former member of the MTA, Mitch knows firsthand how important it is for a new station to be built in a community for both local and regional benefits. Such a station will bring a variety of meaningful transportation options for all of our local residents. The project will provide great benefits for all of Long Islanders, and we cannot wait for the doors to open up for the first game. Thank you.
The last speaker we have signed in is John Ledecky.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is John Ledecky. I grew up in Queens, and I'm a co-owner of the New York Islanders. I'd like to start by thanking the Empire State Development Corporation and its staff for your proficiency, work, steadfast support, and work ethic of the governor's plan to bring a world-class arena into the heart of our fan base on Long Island. A special thank you to Governor Cuomo and his staff and our elected officials who have made it possible for the New York Islanders and our great fans to make this dream a reality. I also want to thank the fans who are here today. Thank you for taking time out from your busy schedules to travel in from Nassau and Suffolk County, and in one case, from South Carolina, just to be here. I can't say this enough. We love you, and we thank you for your passion and unwavering support. I'm sorry for getting a little emotional, but it's all about the fans. We sincerely want to thank the community of Elmont. We are thrilled for the privilege of becoming part of your community, and we will be a good neighbor. As a good neighbor, we've taken on initiatives seeking to revitalize this great community. We feel that the new Elmont train station and extension will go a long way to catalyze development in the area and ensure that Long Island stays competitive in today's global economy. In our continuing efforts to work with the community, it was brought to our attention that the Elmont Road Park and the Henderson Avenue Park need to be redeveloped. So the partners and the Islanders and I have been working with our neighbors to bring this to fruition for the community. For the children in Elmont, the Islanders School Assembly, a program that stresses the importance of making smart decisions, eating healthy, staying active, as well as treating others with respect, has made its mark. So has the Islanders Future Goals program, using the game as hockey as a vehicle to learn. Students are able to understand the real-world application of key science, technology, engineering, and math topics. Those STEM skills are so important for our kids' future. As most of you know, we've recently moved our headquarters to Floral Park, Our 80 employees are enjoying all the local stores and restaurants and everything else that Tulip Avenue and Floral Park has to offer. We will be good neighbors with Floral Park. In closing, I'd like to say two things. We love the community, we respect the community, and we want to be a vaunted and important part of the community. Ray from Little St. Nick's touched me with his comments a few minutes ago, because when Scott Malkin and I bought the team, we said clearly that we were buying the Islanders to be a community trust. We hope that during our ownership of the Islanders, we continue to be trustees of the team for you, our fans, and for the community. Finally, a personal note. I want to thank Chairman Zemsky. Thank you for your time. Thank you for all the hard work. Thank you to your directors. Thank you to your staff. It's been a 2-year journey. You've done an excellent job, and I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Let's go, Islanders.
Thank you. I'm sorry, is that all the speakers? Do we know?
That's all the speakers we have signed in.
Okay. What's that?
She's saying she signed in, but
signed in, but we were told to come in, and so they cut me from those.
What's that? Two more speakers? Okay. 2 more speakers.
Yes.
Thank you for the opportunity. I was here last time as well, and I didn't speak. I'm actually here 3 generations. That's my dad, and that's my daughter. We are 3 generations, not just of Islander fans, but of Long Islanders. It's the past, the present, and the future of Long Island. I live in Suffolk County, and I feel that with the New York Islanders, we get left out. That somehow this is not our team, but it is. It's our team too. I'm Suffolk County, I'm Long Island. We count. This is my team. And Belmont is going to be my arena. I'm going to go there. I'm going to spend my money there. I matter too. It's my team and my arena. So I really appreciate you letting me speak. I really feel that there's been hysteria, and I use that word from particularly the Floral Park residents. The last time I was here, the derogatory comments that were made about me as an Islander fan, I didn't appreciate. I'm not running amok. I went to Islander games as a child, and I brought my children there as children. It's a family-oriented team. It does a lot of fun things before games. It's not like everybody drinking, getting drunk in the parking lot. We don't pay $20 to go do that. I'm sorry. We go there because we get excited. We say hello to each other. It's friendly. So I just want to say that the old Coliseum and the 4 Stanley Cups was our past, like with my dad. The present is the Barclays Center and the new Coliseum, but our future is Belmont. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ken?
Thank you so much for this opportunity. My name is Kimberly Moisa. I'm here on behalf of the Islanders Booster Club. I grew up as an Islanders fan, as previously said by my mother. And I've learned so much from being a child growing up in the hockey community. It has taught me passion. It has taught me spirit. It taught me confidence. But most importantly, it taught me heart. What is heart? Heart is love and kindness that spreads to everyone around you. And when we go and we're in these parking lots and these tailgates, people would treat me as their own daughter. And they'd come up to me and they would be like, "Oh, join us. You want something to eat? Do you want something to drink?" And these games were just passion and energy and everything given to me as a child where I felt safe. It was my home away from home. It's away from the stresses of, at that time, school and homework. It was a place for me to be me and enjoy the games. And so I implore you, especially residents around who are, one thing that stuck with me because I was here last meeting was someone was nervous about their children being around the hockey community and that it's going to be, people getting drunk and brawls. But I'm living proof that growing up in this community made me a better person and grew me in spirit and mentality. And it brought me so much that I cannot thank this community enough. And we need a home. We deserve a home. Growing up, not knowing if I was going to lose my home away from home, everything that meant everything to me, my family, and my hockey community, which I call my second family. Do not take that away from us. I'm tired of being the land of no, which I thought was great in a senator's letter from last meeting. Let us be yes, and let's make a home and what these communities deserve. Thank you so
Great.
much.
Thank you very much. Any other speakers?
Not that I have here.
I'm sorry?
No more speakers.
Okay, great. I want to thank all the speakers, everyone who took the time to come down and speak. Because this meeting started 2 hours ago, I'm just going to ask Tom to, he started out with the issues that we were voting on as a board. Maybe you would just restate that, Tom, so, because you can forget in 2 hours. Somebody my age can forget in 2 hours, so go ahead.
Great, thank you. So the directors are being asked to adopt findings pursuant to the New York State Environmental Quality Review Act, or SECRA, to make required Urban Development Corporation Act findings, to affirm the modified general project plan for the Belmont Park Redevelopment Civic and Land Use Improvement Project, to acquire and dispose of real property, and to take all related actions to implement the proposed project.
Great, thank you. Again, I want to thank the public. I want to thank the fabulous job ESD staff has done, real estate, community outreach, legal, press. It takes a whole family of disciplines here at ESD to advance projects like this. I want to thank the developers, thank everyone who came out, and ask if there is a motion to approve.
Move.
Second.
Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None. Thank you all very much. Is there a motion to adjourn? Okay, thank you.